Most freelancers miss out on future work by zoning out during small talk. You know the moment. It's the first few minutes of a call where nothing's being scoped, nothing's being approved, and yet everything is being revealed. Those first 5 minutes that most freelancers check out of, I call the magical first 5 minutes of a meeting. They're field research. You're not chatting. You're gathering the answers to the test. You're collecting data that are going to inform the offers you present when it comes time to bring the next solution to this partner. This is how I spot client intel in real time. Use the PACE method to guide your note-taking. P, priorities. Hey, what's top of mind for your team this quarter? What are you guys up to? What's the big one for you this quarter? Then you got A, PACE, P-A. Announcements, new launches, new products. Hey, I saw on LinkedIn, this other team that you guys worked with announced this new product. Are you doing anything interesting to promote it? Are you guys doing anything different with this product rollout? Then you got C. 1, 2, C. Changes, internal or external pivots or restructuring. Hey, you mentioned last time you guys are bringing on this new employee. Is that because you guys are you changing how you're thinking about X? Or are you going in on content? Are you going, whatever that employee was? And then E, external pressures, external industry events, cultural shifts, what have you. So that's like, hey, I've been hearing that, industry Y, whatever this industry is really being affected by, trend Z. Are you all feeling that? Is that something that you're dealing with right now? And then while they're answering, you're just smiling and taking notes off to the side, right? Because this ain't small talk. This is all future work. These are all problems that you get to package up solutions for and present to them at the end of this project. And now the reason most freelancers don't get this kind of gold is that they don't do the prep. You got to be able to lead the witness a little bit in these instances. And that means knowing the problems that you're likely solving for before you get on that call. Notice in all those just off the cuff examples, I mentioned a piece of industry intel or something that, was discussed in a previous meeting or something I saw on LinkedIn, from another team at that company, right? That's all research. You don't just happen upon that information and then just because you luckily found it, get to mention it in those magical first 5 minutes. No, that's work you're doing and adding to a CRM for each of your clients. It's just adding to a document of intel. This is where having a niche helps. If you know the space, you can guide the conversation towards high value ground, right? If you have a niche that you solve problems for, you can pay attention to industry influencers on LinkedIn. You can pay attention to industry literature, right? Trades. You'll know the problems that they're likely solving for, either because you've observed and documented those problems with other clients in the past or present, or because you've stayed on top of industry news. And then with this intel in hand, rather than ask a general yes or no question in those 5 minutes, like, hey, do you guys have any big goals for the year, right? You can ask a question that's guaranteed to give you some ammo. Like, I just read that, your industry is really being challenged by this. Is that something that you're feeling right now? Are you feeling the heat from that? Hey, we're trying to do more of these, all right? And in order to do that, we need to be bigger. We need a bigger audience. So subscribe and then send this link to your freelance buddies, to your aunt that's always wanted to start a freelance business, to your friend with the 9-to-5 that could be doing better, and let's grow this page together, all right? Another way to uncover new problems that need solved, and a method that many of you are probably using unknowingly or on accident. You uncover the next problem in the process of solving the current one. For instance, a web developer might do a complete overhaul of a client's website and notice in that process that they don't really have any means of capturing leads. The world's most optimized website means nothing if it doesn't convert. That's a pretty big problem, and it's probably the one that you should pitch them next to solve. A photographer might be hired to build an image asset library for a brand to deploy on social, but then midway through, identify that their client has no idea how to position these photos in a manner that plays the game of social media. What's the point of taking awesome pictures if their deployment means nothing for their business? Sounds like a great problem to solve next. If you're paying attention, every project becomes a diagnostic tool for the next one. Last little bit on this. More often than not, communication with clients isn't as direct, right? There's subtext, and maybe they're saying things that they don't necessarily mean because they don't have the words for it, or or they assume that you understand context that you don't. Across the board, listen for stuff like this. We're growing fast, right? Things are, usually you ask how things are going. They say, "Oh, well, things are going really good. We're moving really quick on this initiative, or we're growing fast, or yeah, it's a big year. Lots of things are happening. We're growing fast," right? Some version of that word or that sentence. This means a number of things. It means that there might be supply issues soon, or they may need to restructure elements of their business to handle, a swath of new leads coming in. They may have some scaling issues, or they may want to leverage that growth even into even bigger opportunities, even more expansion, and in the most strategic way. We've got a big launch coming up is another one that you're going to get a lot. Or, we've got this initiative that we're working towards. Or, in Q3, they've got us all gearing up for Q3 for this announcement, right? There's something on the horizon. So the first scenario is we're moving, things are growing. This scenario is here in a minute, we're going to be moving and things are going to be growing. This means they're likely going to have to strategize how to tell people about it. And they're restless about whether or not it's going to succeed. A lot of unknowns right now. They'll likely be all ears for anything you got that might get them closer to a little more certainty on success on that front. Your job is to turn vague ambition into a concrete pitch. If they say they're growing, offer a system to handle more inbound. If they say something big's coming up, offer ways to amplify, offer ways to convert, and track success. This is the art of translation, right? You're translating their business goals into new projects, into new things that you guys can work on together. They're not hiding the next project from you. It's likely that they haven't even clocked that this is a problem you can solve for them. They're hinting at it, casually, offhand, in between the lines. It's your job to identify those and let them know that you're the solution. Hey, if you're still here, that means you really should subscribe and turn on notifications. If you knew what I knew about what content is coming, there would be no hesitation. It's just 2 quick clicks. Subscribe, turn on notifications.